I think we're live, Jeremy.
I've not been unalived yet. I'm not like Lynette or her mom or what she says about Crook. I've never died and then came back to life. I've always been alive.
Good to know that you are 6 feet above ground. I think any day above ground is a good day. Thank you for being here with What the Hales, watching from all over the planet. Happy
I wouldn't mind
Sunday.
going down under. I'm just saying. I would
Happy
love to
Sunday, fun day, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly Sunday live stream where we get to hang out with you. If you're joining in real time at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, we get to read your comments in the chat. And Jeremy usually likes to start the live off with a song.
I would love to go to Australia and snorkel the Great Barrier Reef. I wouldn't mind going down under at all.
We were this close to going to New Zealand. And then if we would have made it to New Zealand, then we could have went to Australia.
Just a heads up, this is going to be a wild live stream tonight.
So much to talk about.
Well, we moved into a town. No one around, all to get away from the snow. Put in a 2-inch line, everything was fine, till they tried to steal all my dough. Now Mary was in town hall, couldn't do math at all, just kept calling the law, which just so happens was there all day at Turd Purgatory. Well, she was sending emails to Worm, hoping he'd confirm no one would know all her flaws. Now Lynette and John running their con, trying to get any money they can. Boy, wait until these people see the videos this week about this. Wow. Well, everything around them dies. Then she fake cries. They'll end up by a river in a van. There were signs all over town. Now they're taken down. Everybody knows who done it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. They're living in a shed with no permit. Now Russ was texting Don, telling him it's on. Let's give the world a show. We always wanted fame. Now they know our names. In the meetings always vote no. Do you think I should fly down to this month's meeting?
If you want to.
Well, they're all making threats. Fans are taking bets. Who's going to be the second in jail? Will they marry Russ or Don? Lynette or Landon? We just know it won't be what the Hales. We just know it won't be what the Hales. Because we moved into a town with no one around. All to get away from the snow. We put in a 2-inch line. Everything was fine. Till they tried to steal all our dough.
Give it up for Jeremy.
So much for all the super chat guys. I've seen Christine Noodles, Bad Duck, and so many others as well.
Danielle Oatmeal's been a member for 22 months.
Wow, I didn't even know we were doing it for 22 months.
Me neither. I mean, it could be longer unless she's like one of the OG members.
I remember when you used to make me oatmeal cookies and put butterscotch chips in them. I've been craving that so bad this week. Like bad.
Well, if you I noticed you're wearing a hoodie. I'm over here wearing a tank top because the Florida heat is hot and the heat index even hotter, up to 110 degrees. So if you want some of that 110 degree heat index, then yes, fly down and I will bake you some oatmeal cookies with some butterscotch chips in them. I may even throw in some milk chocolate chips as well.
I heard that the heat was at Turd Purgatory all this week. Like, has there been any day this week where the heat hasn't been at Turd Purgatory?
It's been hot. I mean, it's too hot in this Florida heat for anyone to be living in a shed or living in a camper with no AC because their electricity went out. because their jail friends did a horrible job as an electrician. It's just too hot.
Too cold to hold. They call them debunkers. Now we in control.
So I did survive my first hurricane. Hurricane Debbie came through. Can we talk about that for a little bit?
Yes, which reminds me that Deborah Thomas is probably in the chat. I think I already saw her. And I just want to publicly share that I am praying for Deborah. Deborah is a resident of Otter Creek. Deborah has recently lost her husband. And Deborah has just been a tremendous blessing to us. She just wants to volunteer and help. And you know, at the schoolhouse, whether it's sorting, whether it's cleaning, whether it's been different events, Deborah's been a blessing. And too often our videos are focused on the curses of Otter Creek because we film that for accountability. But I want to ask everybody to be praying for Deborah specifically. She's right there in the chat. She says, "You love you guys." Deborah's such a sweetheart. She's from up north. She's even more north than Ohio. She's got the accent to prove it. And we have been blessed with so many friends in Otter Creek. And I realize watching the videos, you may not think that. And the reality is, it's very true that there are very precious and very close friends in Otter Creek. And I do want to invite everybody to be praying for Deborah. She's lost Doc. And we've all, more than all of us, Deborah has, but we've all as a community have lost Doc, but we want to specifically be praying for Deborah. She's such a sweetheart. She truly is. And so speaking of Deborah, I'm praying for you, Deborah. And I know George is as well, and many others are. And the hurricane came through, George. It's been a hurricane of a week. There's so much that we're going to talk about, but go ahead. What happened?
So weather alerts was brought in days prior to Hurricane Debbie came in. So the prediction was Monday morning, and it definitely rained very, very, very heavy. You can hear branches just falling, and so the Monday morning after, the Monday morning when I woke up, I usually wake up at 7 when the sunlight is up. The first thing I did was I prayed for those that were affected greatly by the hurricane. Like I still pray for those that were affected by Hurricane Idalia. And, Deanna and I, and, Deborah, and I'm assuming everyone at the campground, and Ellie, and I checked on most of the residents in Otter Creek, and we've been blessed. Deanna and I, between driving from the ranch to the schoolhouse, we didn't lose any power that Monday morning. There was no flooding. There was a little bit of flooding back by like the dock area, but that's because the water came in through underneath the door, which Deanna and I sealed. Hardly any flooding at the ranch. I did do a video of the aftermath. So if you remember, you were able to see that video. We got a little bit of rainwater in Deanna's office, but she's got this little mighty power rack, or like one of those shop vacs, and sucked it right up. So I just got to figure out, like, if you fly down here, you got to help us figure out how to seal that, because it's coming in from underneath the door. It's all coming in from underneath the door. And so, that Monday morning, Deanna and I actually rode around, the main part of town, and obviously there was debris. None of the roads were closed. There were no major damages that we could see. Because it's mostly sand, the water has just gone down. It's all gone. It doesn't stay up very long. And then Monday evening, Deanna and I wanted to see what the damages were in Cedar Key. So we got on the road, and we literally spent probably a good hour just checking out the majority of the island, and we were able to get on just fine. Like, all of the flooding had gone down. There was debris everywhere. And then Tuesday morning is when the ranch and the schoolhouse, we lost power around 9:30. So I picked up Deanna around 11. I usually go to the dump Monday or Tuesday, and then we did some grocery shopping shopping in town. And by the time we got back to the schoolhouse, which was around like noon, no later than 12:30, the power was back on. So whether the electrical company were running some tests and it was just down for a little bit, it was back on by the time we got back. So we didn't get affected like some people did, and we were blessed. And I ran into Gail, and Gail even mentioned that, you know, whenever they have a hurricane, usually from like Susie's house on backwards, they lose power and water. But from like where her nephew is going back and like where the schoolhouse is, we usually don't get affected. That's how she explained it to me.
Well, the reality is I actually experienced more damage up here at Hale's headquarters. There was a massive storm with tornadoes, and I've got tree branches this big down that Christian and I mean, they're caught in the withes of a tree. Christian and I are going to have to hook up chains and yank them and chainsaw. Christian and Patience spent an entire day with the gator just picking up down branches in the areas where there's grass on the property, and which that's minor, but they spent a full day just getting the tree limbs down. I experienced more damage up here than you did down there.
Yeah, God was literally watching over us. Like I'd gotten a few limbs at the ranch. A very thin tree fell down, which the Hulk I'm waiting for Travis to come move them with the Hulk. We had one tree fall down at Tubetown, but it was mostly because the sand was soggy and it just fell back. It leaned back. And somehow between Travis, Deanna, and the Hulk, they got the tree back up.
They just standing back up. They were like, "Oh, that tree's leaning." Okay, I didn't see that one coming.
It's standing back up, but it lost majority of its heavy branches. It's more of like the start of a totem pole. So,
Bad Duck, thank you so much for the super chat. I can promise you that tomorrow's video is going to be just like that, because it's going to be her son. So for all that are watching right now, I am going to play a clip of her grandson. And there is a 45-minute video. I'm going to just play you a little clip of a teaser of tomorrow. I want to warn you ahead of time. The things you are going to hear are going to disgust you. The things you are going to hear are going to infuriate you. And never, ever, ever contact anybody in regards to the news story of our lives. Let us handle it legally. And I know you're going to be infuriated because the legal process in Levy County has ignored and neglected all of this instead of doing what is right. And so the same still applies. Let it be handled legally. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. Keep going.
Yeah. So another thing that I discovered was I discovered how to locate Hurricane Debbie on Google Maps. Apparently that's a thing. Did you know that? It's a thing. All you got to do is Google Hurricane Debbie in Google Maps, and it tells you exactly where she was. So when I Googled her Tuesday morning, actually Monday morning, she was already up by Stuthatchee, like Horseshoe Beach area, which is where Idalia, yeah. So those poor people, and those people I continue to pray for. Because a lot of people were able to rebuild and reopen as far as businesses, but there's still a lot of businesses that have not been able to reopen for example, Dunkin's right on the water. Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. Google looking on the Google machine for the hurricane.
Thanks for the super chat, Max Labs. We're going to answer that here soon. But before we do, we got a big celebration. Like this week has been, thank you, Tina. This week has been the ultimate emotional highs and the ultimate emotional lows. And I don't mind sharing with you that I have shed tears at the highs and I have shed tears at the lows. The stress level is very, very high on the meter. I've even gone in to see a doctor yet again. This has happened before in my life where Stress, for some reason, affects me to the point where my kidneys will stop functioning properly, stop filtering, and then I have toxins in my blood. Thank you, Trevor. And I'm at that point again, that I'm experiencing the beginning stages of kidney failure, where my kidneys are not filtering properly and the toxins are in my blood, and it's stress related. And so it's a major concern. And at the same time, we had a major celebration and victory, because what happened, George?
The appellate court surprisingly made a decision. The writ of prohibition, there was a decision made, and it was exciting news to remove the prejudiced Judge Grudge. A lot of you call him Judge DeBiasis. A lot of you call him now Judge DeGonesis. I mean, the prejudice just oozes through his pores. And the ex parte videos that were out there, three that I was able to find, just oozes with prejudice.
None of us knew about the ex parte videos, and I will say that George was a genius to go back and find them, and shocked us all. Victoria, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Literally shocked us all. And I'm not sure why none of us thought about it before. Go back. She was in the courts, but George did go back, found it, and then we released it. And the planet's jaw dropped at the illegal activity of this man. Just wild. Just wild.
Like we knew he was litigating from the bench, which is improper, but the ex parte videos reveals it all. And it makes me wonder, what does Judge Mosley think of that now?
Thanks,
do you think
Brandon.
he has watched it? You think Judge Mosley has seen it?
I think probably everybody in the Levy County Courthouse has watched it and is talking about it, and they want to know what's next. So as we get ready for what's next, Greta, thank you so much. Appreciate your prayers. As we get ready for what's next, I want to take an opportunity to celebrate. I want to share the actual decision and document, but that didn't happen overnight. As a matter of fact, Judge Craig DeThomasis has destroyed aspects of my life and taken literally guaranteed freedoms in our Constitution and amendments, and he has stripped me of them. He has put me in complete and total fear to not be able to have protection for myself in regards to knowing how many psychotic people are out there like Lynette, like Crook, who support Lynette, who support Crook. And by the way, when you see the rest of the videos this week, if any of those individuals are so disgustingly supporting them, those people are lost. Thank you, Teresa. So these things didn't just happen. Nobody anticipated the insanity of what this was going to be, keeping in mind that we never even got to the point of an actual case, and we're $180,000 in legal fees. James, thank you. Roberta, thank you. And so that didn't happen. If we jump back a little bit, the very first thing I did when I was starting to look for a lawyer, I called somebody who had a female name, Lindsay. And I thought, you know what? The best route to go would be a female lawyer against this psychotic female. And I call this number and I go, is Lindsay in? And the secretary goes, well, no, he's not. I went, he? And she goes, yeah, it's a he. And I said, well, this is what I got going on. And I was like, I want a bulldog. And she goes, I got the guy for you, Mark Feather. And I contacted Mark Feather, and there was already a common bond in our salvation found in our faith in Jesus Christ as our personal Savior. And so that was very encouraging and uplifting. And all of a sudden we find ourselves in front of a judge that was not encouraging and uplifting, which then Mark brought in Randy brought in Doreen, and they took really from the get-go off the ground running with this. And
well, Lynette made Mark Feather a witness, and that's true. Where Randy and Doreen come in. Had she not made Mark a witness,
Darwin, thank you. And so we all know that Doreen is a master wordsmith in the documents. And so the law is the law, though. And Judge Craig DeThomasis continued constantly. I didn't say Constantine. I said constantly broke the law. Thank you, Jerry. And so you've got Mark Feather, you've got Randy, you've got Doreen, and this team put together of literally scratching their heads going, what the Hales is this judge doing? And it was beyond concerning. And the writ of prohibition goes in. And if you recall, Judge Craig DeThomasis put an extremely, thank you, Mark Feathers in chat tonight, 4 months as a member. Judge Craig DeThomasis put an extremely ridiculous timeline on them to get this written. And boy, you want to talk about unfair. And yet the team still pulled together, and Doreen put a masterpiece together and sent that into the appellate courts. And the appellate courts made the right decision. They made the legal decision. Thank you so much, Candace. As a matter of fact, I've got it pulled up right here. And I wanna read just some of the wording that these judges placed in regards to this document. Okay. And so you can see, I'm going to read, this is a legal document. It is public information. And I think we need to celebrate together, and then we're going to sorrow together, because I'm going to share some of what Lynette's own grandson has to say about her. But before we do, we're going to celebrate together. We're going to celebrate this team that God's assembled. Got this done, where it says Jeremy Hale seeks prohibition to the trial judge presiding over a civil suit because the judge should have recused himself, meaning he should have removed himself, one or more of Hale's motions to disqualify. The court grants Hale's request and issues the writ, finding that he has demonstrated a sufficient basis for disqualification, and possibly his second, but certainly, listen to the strong language here, certainly his third motion. All right. It's an extraordinary judicial writ, which may be issued by the court to restrain unlawful. Everybody understand, thank you, Robert. You understand what unlawful means. It means illegal. It means against the law. It means wrong. And it says to restrain the unlawful exercise of judicial functions when no other adequate remedy is afforded by the law. But this is strong language. And it goes on to say, we have the entire, they give the basis of the law as well. And then
they give case study. And just to go back a little further, the decision was made on the 7th, which was 4 days ago.
Yes. And goes on to say that when a judge has looked beyond the mere legal sufficiency of a suggestion of prejudice and attempt to refute the charges of partiality, which we know he wrote volumes, he has then exceeded the proper scope of his inquiry on that basis alone. That he was fighting that he should stay on the trial. On that basis alone establishes grounds for his disqualification. Thank you, Pam and Phil's Fun Vlogs and Melinda. And it goes on to say, Hale's filed 3 motions to disqualify. Hale's based his second motion for disqualification on the trial judge's repeated admonishment of Hale's and his counsel for, among other things, a supposed lack of candor before the court. In denying that second motion, the judge provided an extensive refutation, refuting everything of Hale's allegations. This prompted a third motion by Hales, relying thereon on the judge's refutations of the independent ground for disqualification. Once a basis for disqualification has been established, prohibition is both appropriate and necessary. So I want to thank the entire team that came together, and we can celebrate together that Judge Craig DeThomasis is bye, he gone.
So in other words, if Judge DeBiasis didn't fight so hard and get all defensive, had he not done any of that, like him being defensive and fighting it is grounds for disqualification. So my favorite part of that decision is when the part where it says,
I would not discourage and maybe would suggest that if we need to do so, and we do, that you engage in conversation with Ms. Preston.
Hold on a second, wrong clip.
You guys can work out based on.
well, that's the clip that issued the temp PO.
I think it's true. It's the potential likelihood. Obviously, I don't think it's going to come to fruition, but I want to avoid the potential likelihood for the litigants and for counsel if it does come to pass.
It won't come to fruition. He's talking about the writ of prohibition. Obviously, it's not going to come to fruition. And yet, here we are.
He's being cocky on the bench, too.
And yet, here we are. Not going to come to fruition. I don't believe it'll come to fruition.
So my favorite part of that decision letter was the words, the judge should have recused himself on one or more of the motions to disqualify. Boom, baby. That was my favorite line.
Thank you, Rose. We need the prayers. We truly do.
That was, and you would think that he would know this because he's a professor and teaches the law.
The law.
He teaches the law.
You know what? So I'm losing faith in the law in Florida. Maybe
he must not teach about ethics.
Probably not. Thank you, SBG Guitars and Matthew. We appreciate it. And so, what a celebration. I was literally in a storage unit and I find out Judge Craig DeThomasis is gone. And the goal now, thank you, Candace. The goal now is to have this entire thing thrown out of the court like it should have been in the first place.
Especially since she pled the fifth over 60 times. Over 60 times.
Insanity is what it is. Insanity. And you want to, let's just dig into just a little bit more insanity. As a matter of fact, we shared, I'm going to share a video clip of Lynette's grandson because we shared Lynette's own daughter calling, and it's no surprise. I'm very, very, very protective of my phone number. And these individuals, Lynette and Crook, have already posted my number and given it out all over the internet with other people through applications like Facebook and things like that. And I've experienced a great deal of giggling and yet a great deal of frustration at the same time, to the point where I almost changed my number. And thank you, Sadie's mama. And so I'm very protective of that. Very, very protective. And to find out that there are individuals that have my number, it's my fault. Thank you, Kasha. And I don't like giving my number out, but you see the patterns in Lynette's life with her own kids who want nothing, literally nothing to do with her. Thank you, Liz.
So a lot of people don't realize that she has two biological daughters that are adults. They're around my age. I'm 42 and they're around there.
Lynette is running around and posting and telling everybody that this is the baby God promised me 40 years ago. I finally have a daughter.
God bless me. I waited 35 years and I finally got my prayers answered when she has two biological.
Can you imagine being those biological
daughters?
They both are thinking.
It makes sense why she said that, because two of them want nothing to do with her.
Thanks, Babs. Appreciate it so much. And to hear what she had to say, which is, so we have the celebration of Judge Craig DeThomasis being gone, which, by the way, we already have a new judge appointed to the case. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Brenda.
Which happens to be, that judge happens to be the same judge that was assigned to Crook.
No, I didn't know that.
Did you know that?
No, I do now.
So there was an order issued immediately after that decision for the new judge. And so if you know how to navigate the Levy County docket, it's even put into the docket, and you'll see that it's been issued to a judge. That's the exact same judge that was assigned to Crook when he got arrested for pulling out a pew-pew on an 8-year-old, her father, and another woman in a vehicle.
What I can share with you is that my lawyers, my legal team, have received an email from the judge's assistant, and the wording and terminology, thank you, Kind Master Creations, the wording and terminology used within that email, which Lynette has received as well. The way that I interpret it, they want this out of the court as soon as possible. Like,
why? Because the planet's watching? Why? Because the planet is watching?
Probably because they know it should have never been there in the first place. That's what I want to hope and pray. But the terminology is very, very clear in regards to they want this out of the system immediately.
Well, Mosley was the one who signed off on the order, so maybe he's pushing it.
So I do want to share, this is a portion of tomorrow's video. Okay, tomorrow's video is a 45-minute plus phone call with Landon. Landon is Lynette's grandson. Landon is one of the 3 18-year-olds that has been on the property. Now, I will share with you, none of them are on the property right now. But I do also want to share with you just a clip of some of what you're going to see tomorrow, and understanding that they reached out to us to rescue them, which is
We've
ironic.
never reached out to any one of her family members, ever.
Which is ironic when she calls herself a rescue and people are calling us to rescue them. Let me get this going here. Let me back it up just a second.
Because my grandma's been having us do, and to a point, she's trying to now say that we're trying to her life. She's been saying that we've been in contact with you, talking to you. Clearly, this is the first time we have contacted you. She's trying to get us thrown off her property. We don't know what to do. She won't take us to Tampa. We're trying to get plane tickets for Friday. My girlfriend's mom is literally, she has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She doesn't have more than a week left to live, and we're trying to get out of here. We've had the cops up multiple times now. We just had to call an officer out because when John gets out, he's trying to all the electricity off, so we have nowhere to stay.
It's hard to hear.
No matter if he's going to do whatever it takes to get us off the property, no matter what it is.
All right, that's just a teaser. For those who couldn't understand it all, her own grandson called the Levy County Sheriff on her. If for those who couldn't hear or couldn't understand, her own grandson is in fear. Thank you, David. For those who couldn't understand, she's trying to kick them off of the property. I want people to understand this from the get-go. Okay? Again, you either love us or you love to hate us. I don't care where you fall within that. What you're about to hear tomorrow in tomorrow's video, what you're about to hear in Tuesday's video with a 78-year-old elderly man who's been neglected, abused, and taken advantage of by Lynette and Crook should disgust you to your core. There are going to be very, very difficult things to hear. And I don't mean physically to hear. I mean, they are going to disgust you to your core. They will evoke emotion. Thank you, Silver.
So hold on a second. So let me understand this. So the 3 young adults that lived on our property for at least a month, and then you've got the elder gentleman that's lived there since March 1st. That's 4 people, and then you've got Kirk. That's 5 people that are off her property now, and they're all afraid.
The things you're going to hear tomorrow may turn your stomach. They may.
Who's the common denominator on that property
They
for people to be in fear for their lives?
There's no doubt you may be in tears. Gina, thank you so much. We appreciate you. You are going to hear things in the next 2 days that are going to blow your mind when you think how many times DCF has been out on that property and they have not saved that little girl. It is going to disgust you to your core that the utter failure of the system and what they're doing to a little girl. You're going to hear a 78-year-old man say he's scared she's going to unalive him. You're going to hear 3 teenagers, 18, all adults now, tell you exactly what she's been doing and why they're calling the sheriff on her.
It's sad. It's sad. And this isn't something that we've made up. This is something we've been sharing with the planet. This is real. This is real. And they have to learn the hard way and come see it for themselves. And now that they've witnessed it for themselves and they see the type of woman that she is, they're even calling the law on her.
Uploads of Affinity, thank you so much. So we've gone from literally the highest highs to some of the lowest lows with testimony and witness of what is happening and what is going on that property. And so I will share publicly that the teenagers, they reached out. That will be tomorrow's video. I was in the middle of an epic storage unit. And all of a sudden I got one of the most shocking videos or shocking phone calls from these 3 teenagers. Now, everybody wants to know after Saturday's video, what happened, did they get home? So here's the good news. They're home. All right. We've been in contact with Landon's mom and still in contact with Landon's mom. We've been in contact with Tyra's family and still in contact with Tyra's family. And so they're home. That's the positive thing. And the negative is there was still an elderly gentleman, 78 years old, being taken advantage of on that property. And there's still a 4-year-old in diapers. And I will share this as well, that today, all day, almost, that some very, very incredible people all pulled together to make sure this elderly man is no longer taken advantage of or neglected or abused in any way whatsoever. Truly.
Or in fear. That was the biggest thing.
You will hear he is scared of his life, scared for his life because of her. And God assembled a great team to go in. Some of these precious people in Otter Creek that we share with you came together to make sure that that he is safe, that he doesn't have to live his life in fear anymore. And the reality is this: there's still a child to save. Hashtag save Harley. Mm-hmm. And I promise you that some of these things are going to turn and twist your stomach so bad and may bring you to your knees weeping in tears. Pray for Harley, that Harley can be saved from this.
Yeah. So we knew weeks, almost a month when I was in Ohio. The week that I was in Ohio for contempt of court on Lynette and Crook, is we got a heads up from Landon's mother. So that phone call was when I was there.
So everybody wants to know who was filming when I'm half asleep.
It was me. And it was very late. And I was even falling asleep listening. And because we were both tired. And so we knew we got a heads up weeks prior that this was all coming down the funnel, that they did not feel safe there and that they weren't planning on staying there. But if this woman is so wonderful and they flew to Iowa to Florida to help her, why did they fly back? I mean, that's the big question. Is it what I suspected? The manipulation and the fake promises and the fake jobs and the fake everything?
Well, you're going to find out tomorrow for sure. Kimberly, thank you so much. As a matter of fact, you can find out tonight because you get access before anyone else, and I've already uploaded it. So,
did they not like pooping in a bucket?
I didn't ask them that question. Well, I didn't ask many questions, but
well, I thought maybe they volunteered that information to you.
You will find out who hid the gun. You will find that out. You'll find out from their perspective and what they shared with me who actually hid the firearm. You will find out some things that are going to draw major concern. And I'm going to say this again. The aspect that anybody could support Lynette and Crook admits all the evidence, admits all the facts. Thank you so much, Caroline. Admits what you're about to hear from not only 18-year-olds, but a 78-year-old. Shame on you.
Wow.
You are a disgusting person. If you support this type of activity, this type of behavior, this type of life with a 4-year-old in diapers still, almost 5, shame on you. I can't, when they hear what they're going to hear these next 2 days, a 78-year-old man is scared she's going to unalive him.
And the crazy part is it makes you wonder what type of manipulation was told to this man when he thought it was bright to leave the campground where he was safe to move there back in March. I don't understand. And it's like all these people are supporting her, especially these 4 people that have come forward. They're all supporting her, but they don't know what it's like until they're actually on that property. You and I have been on that property multiple times, and we knew that it stunk and that it was not safe. The Florida, the body cam footage.
Death traps everywhere.
Hazards, like how many hazards does one have to have on their property in order for CPS to make them do something? It's been 2 years and their property still looks the same. Nothing's changed.
Here's the reality. Those people who are supporting her are people who have they are just dislike us. And so what they're truly doing is not hurting us. They're hurting a child. And that's one of the most disgusting. Do you realize you go to jail and you do something to a child? Even the inmates take you out. And they, frankly, the way I feel about it, and I'm pretty emotional about it, I feel that if these people are supporting what's happening on that piece of property and they're so supportive of it, they should be held accountable for what's actually happening on that property. They should go to jail for it, and they should have to wear that name tag. I was supporting child neglect. I was supporting child abuse. I gave money to it.
Oh, kind of like the advocate journalist. Like she should be number 1 on the list because she's known about it for months and months and months and have chosen to do nothing. Instead, she wants to ride on some track and collect money train bags and talk about golden keys and hot potatoes, like insane language for a journalist. So as of today marks 1 month of Crook being arrested and jailed as of today.
Also, he just lost all Social Security. It's gone. Him and his Social Security and Judge Craig DeThomas's, they're gone.
So recently there was some type of funding campaign going up by Lynette for Michelle. Makes you wonder which personality created it for who. And in the description, she talks about how John is in jail and she doesn't believe that it's fair that he's in jail when she's the one well, we're speculating she's the one, according to the police report, that she's the one who turned him in.
Well, you're going to find that out. You're going to find that
But-
out in tomorrow's
So
video.
how does that make any sense that she doesn't feel that it's fair for him to be in jail? It's a little contradicting, don't you believe?
You mean that she turned him in and got him arrested, but then she says it's not fair for him to be there? Yeah, that's pretty much contradictive.
But also in the police report, now we're just going based on the police report that was written by the supervisor. She told law enforcement officers that he lied, that Crook lied about pointing the pew-pew,
Thank you, Michelle.
and showed him where they hid the firearm. But
That's
feels
what I
that
read.
he
in the police
shouldn't, but
report.
feels that he shouldn't, it's not fair for him to be.
Well, should we talk about the running?
I mean, she did talk about having a runner on the property. So yeah, so her allegedly her grandson, the same grandson that is in fear for his life, that called Levy County Sheriff on his own grandmother, created a fundraising campaign as well. His name is written all over it.
No, here's the deal. You're going to find out who really is behind this fundraising campaign under the grandson's name. You will find out tomorrow, and pretty sure it's pretty illegal. And so you might call it a deuce, a big old nasty, stanky deuce in a toilet. You know, you shart, then you deuce. And you're going to find out exactly who's behind that. And I would not want to be that individual. That individual is doing some very, very self-incriminating things for his profession. Wow.
Well, then, so if this person is making fundraising campaigns for her, why did she have to create another one for herself?
That's interesting.
That's two fundraising campaigns about the exact same thing, created literally back to back.
Thank you.
How does
Julie.
that make any sense?
Does anything make any sense?
So another thing that was put into the newest fundraising campaign that Lynette created for Michelle was that her tires are bald. So help me understand, how does her tires become bald if she's told Levy County law enforcement and the judge over and over again that she doesn't leave her property because she's paralyzed to her shed?
The only thing I can tell you is if she was to answer that question, she would probably say it's my fault. Jeremy's going bald, therefore my tires are going bald. So it's Jeremy's baldness. That's what I think she would say. Jeremy's got infectious baldness disease.
And another thing that was mentioned in this fundraising campaign was that the 911 call on the monkey was a lie. It was a lie because it was a finger monkey and not a spider monkey.
Oh, a lie! Finger monkey, a lie! No.
Don't believe the lies.
Don't believe that I took money that was donated to me for other things and spent it on a scam after I scammed somebody. It's a lie.
God.
That
doesn't, regardless whether Google screwed up, because I looked up the type of monkey and Google told me that it was a spider monkey, it still doesn't change the fact that she got scammed on Facebook for trying to buy a monkey when she can't even feed herself. Those were the words she told me when I was physically on her property over a year ago, that after she pays all of her bills, she has no money to feed herself.
We don't know. The deputy goes, at least you know where your next meal is coming. She goes, you obviously don't know my story. Well, with 39 aliases, it'd probably take too long and really nobody wants to hear it.
When you don't even know who you're talking to. So I'm still confused. Like, why did those 3 children fly back to Iowa if life was supposed to be so wonderful living with this amazing grandmother?
I'm going to give you a 45-minute plus answer yesterday. Let me see how long the video actually is. Not 45-minute and 56-second answer tomorrow.
So if that's explained why they thought life in Florida would be amazing.
You're going to hear it all, from the manipulation, from the lies, from the everything. You're going to literally hear it all. And you're going to hear abuse. You're going to hear things that are not okay.
So that makes sense why they weren't at the flea market then this weekend helping her raise money for her makeshift rescue. Instead, they headed for the airport to get as far away from her as possible.
And frankly, begged us to save them. Things have got to be pretty bad if you have to beg your mortal enemy for help.
Why didn't they reach out to Russell?
Why didn't they reach out to Don? Why didn't they reach out to Mary?
Or 98% of the residents that allegedly support her.
Or Laura Mott.
Out of all the people in Otter Creek, they reach out to us. Like, how does that make sense if 98% of the people support her and we're going to vote for her?
I'm trying to do that math too, but my math ain't mathing on that one.
Usually Mary does drive. We see Mary driving all the time. Yeah, why didn't she? Ask Mary.
Mary does drive all the time. Yes. Yeah, they're such good buds. Where's Russ? Where's Russ when she really needs him? He wasn't there to take her into Chiefland. He wasn't there to take the kids to Tampa.
And Tampa's 2 hours. The cheapest airport from Otter Creek is 2 hours, whether you fly out of Orlando International or Tampa International. There's Jacksonville, which is 2 hours. There's Jacksonville, which is 2 hours. Gainesville is a very tiny airport, and it doesn't have the greatest options. And it's more pricier with more stops. So 2 hours for the main international airports. So it sounds like these young adults had to learn the hard way and witness how horrible that property is and how truly evil this woman is.
An elder had to learn the hard way as well. But an elder veteran, and
he's a vet?
Yeah.
Wow.
I promise you it's going to. And I want to say thank you so much to Madam Mayor Therese, her husband Brett, and they were our first people that we met when we were in Otter Creek, and I appreciate them, and I appreciate their friendship, and I appreciate that they actually care about people, and that means the world. And Travis, with what you're doing, Willis, he's been incredible as well. You know, it's a sad thing that George and I are so passionate about sharing YouTube and teaching YouTube to so many people, and that when people get just a little bit of success, they often just try and stab you in the back and turn on you. And so Travis isn't one of those individuals. And so we appreciate Travis very, very much so. And he's not even a resident of Otter Creek, but he's doing everything he can for Otter Creek. Thank you, Bad Duck. We appreciate Rex over at the campground, Shady Oaks. We've told you about Shady Oaks since we got to Otter Creek, and Rex is the new owner there, and he and his family, we appreciate them. And truly, what so many people came together today to truly save a vet who spent his life making sure we were safe as well. And so can't thank them enough. They actually care about people, and that's what matters. At the end of this all, it matters. The people are what matters. And if you continue to allow an evil person to do evil, they're going to do more evil. Somebody has to stand up and stop it. And somebody has to sometimes take the burden and the responsibility to make sure that it never happens again. And we truly are praying that Levy County starts the right path for that. And so, but a lot of great people have come together. A lot of great people's hearts are breaking and are burdened for this child and for the residents and for the animals. And I praise the Lord for them. I praise the Lord for those individuals. and what they have accomplished today, which will be seen later, but what they have accomplished today was just a great testimony of the Otter Creek people coming together and helping another resident, saving
Indeed.
Another resident,
especially in this hot Florida heat. So the one thing that took me by surprise with yesterday's video is, and the part that just hurts me because this poor little girl is exposed to so much that she shouldn't be exposed to at her age. When Lynette's biological daughter shared with us that this little girl knows the words, she knows these words. Are you going to call the cops?
Oh, you're going to hear.
Are you going to call the cops?
You're going to hear a whole lot more of that in tomorrow's video. It's going to break your heart. Thank you, Teresa, not a lunatic. Yeah. How's a almost 5-year-old even know that phrase?
Another phrase that Lynette bragged about and posted online, which made me sick to my stomach, is she knows CPS. She knows the CPS workers. Lynette bragged about it online. She's like, oh, she's so smart. She knows when CPS is here. Who brags about that?
Candace, thank you for the super chat. I've been trying to all week. I haven't gotten a response yet, but I'll try again tomorrow. Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, the things coming out of the child's mouth are beyond concerning. Thank you, Lady Squid. Beyond concerning. No 4, almost 5-year-old should be saying the things that are being said and living in the conditions that are being lived in. And it's literally going to infuriate you that Children's Services haven't done their job. Thank you, Jack's mom.
They did a little bit. They did a little bit when you called the one time about the unchained fridge that had been sitting out there for months and months and months. The dangerous hazard pile of scrap metal was moved because immediately that day or the next day she posted on Facebook, can anyone come pick up a fridge and scrap metal? The video that she posted on a public forum got deleted, that we shared with CPS, that she posted that John is abusive and this and that about John and all this other garbage that she spewed during this Facebook Live.
That we still have.
Taken down.
We have it all, but hers got.
They did a little bit, but I don't think they're doing enough.
Thank you, Flying Monkey. Well, I can say that Craig DeThomasis didn't help the child at all. I mean, I can't even understand how he can be a judge and sit there and listen to her. First of all, let her keep going on and on and on. But then listen that a child is trapped in a car with Crook when she literally on her paperwork puts that he's abusive. How can he, as a man of authority in a judge's seat, be okay with that? Say nothing in the courtroom. I get it. There's no jurisdiction. But out of my concern, at least for a child, I would go, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, because we all showed up around 1, didn't get seen till 3, didn't get done till 5. And she even said it out loud in court that my ex-husband, who is her abuser, is outside watching the child for all that time.
Thank you, Barbara.
Not only did she write it in her paperwork, but she said it verbally in court. Apparently he supports it and he's okay with it.
It just boggles my mind. I can't wrap my mind around Levy County. I cannot. There are people who have been on that property. You're going to see probably aspects of it this week. And it's heart-wrenching. It is. I just want everybody to know tomorrow's video is going to emotionally drain you. And then the Tuesday's video is going to emotionally drain you. And you're just going to be left in awe of why Levy County hasn't come in and taken care of business the appropriate and right way. And you're going to see other things from other channels, I'm sure. And they're going to be touching, showing you aspects of the insanity of it all. And how anybody could be so foolish to support Lynette through this process. You're going to hear on Tuesday how she's been scamming a 78-year-old veteran. This whole week has just been so emotional. The insane high of Craig DeThomasis is gone and celebrating with the team. And yet at the same time, the tremendous low of the information that's constantly being fed to us about what's really happening on that property, and knowing that nobody's can get in there and save that daughter, that child, that almost 5-year-old who is living in some of the worst conditions I've seen. I've been all over the world. Literally, I've traveled other countries, third world countries. I've seen them live better than what she's living right now. I can't even come up with the appropriate words, how disgusting and how infuriating it is that somebody won't help this child. That when you go to the appropriate authorities, somebody won't help this child. And
it is sad, but God has his plans, and timing is everything, and who knows? Maybe certain things needed to be done and put in place prior. And for example, what the biological aunts are doing maybe needed to be in place prior. It's all about his timing. So I do have one box of fan mail. I don't know how many you have.
I've got 4 or 5, maybe 6.
Okay. You want to do fan mail real quick, and then we can go into the sale?
Jessica, I just saw your email, which is Harley's aunt. I will call you tomorrow. I won't call you after the live stream, because typically George and I are on the phone nonstop afterwards. And so that's kind of our time on the weekend. But I will call you tomorrow, Jessica. I'll give you another call. Thank you so much, Rosie. What'd you say, mail?
Yes. We've got mail.
We got mail.
Mail. You go first.
You first.
Jeremy first.
All right, all the way from
I insist.
Oklahoma. Thank you, Teresa, not a lunatic. It is a tiny Tonka. So cool. These are so cool. I love these miniature things. And oh, look at that. Look at that right there. It says, Ken Reed on air. Jeremy, I hope this finds you well. I've seen you like the micro toys. I love them. I love them. This tractor just jumped out at me. I hope you enjoy it well. We loved Half Meal Time to Grill. We pray for you all during the troubling times. Wishing you and many hugs and love. Selma and Earl, and money for the court costs. Thanks so much, and thank you. Also, Dr. Barry. Thank you so much. Check that out. I love it. I love it. I love these things. I guess I'm still going first, though.
Yeah, you go first, and then I'll go after that one.
Okay, this says patience. These are for teething straws that I told you about for Miss Pepper from Vicky. Teething straws. I might try some of these.
Ooh.
I'll see the kids and baby Pepper tomorrow. Thank you, Terry Smith. So I'll make sure she gets this. And
Pepper's at that stage where she just puts anything in her mouth.
I got an entire. Oh my goodness! This has to do with the cereal episode with Christian. Melody Hills are all marshmallows.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. Should I save this till you get home or should I eat them?
Give them to Christian.
I was the one that said I like all the marshmallows.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my goodness, that's so good.
That's probably going to be delicious in hot chocolate. This
two more.
box. Okay, well, let me do mine. This box came from Aline from Texas. Says Jeremy and George. And there is a butterfly card, and it says, "Dear Jeremy and George, it's okay to read on air. Thank you for telling me that in the up front." It says, "Enclosed are a few items for you both that I've been collecting for you over the last several months. I hope you enjoy them as much as I love watching you every day. Been watching since the Maryland days. Also included is my remaining inventory of paracord bracelets. I used to make and sell them at craft shows. I stopped a few years ago when I started selling on eBay. So I'm donating these for the Railroad Festival. Hey now, I hope someone will sell these and make some money for the town. Please give them to Travis or Belinda. Finally, I'm including a small contribution for either your legal fund or Christmas in the Creek, or split it up for both. I pray that the Lord continues to watch over and protect you. Hugs and blessings from Aline." I hope I'm saying that right. Aline Albright from Texas.
Eileen, leaning on the Lord's side. Eileen,
So these are probably the bracelets.
leaning on the Lord's side.
These are the bracelets. This is a big old bag of bracelets.
Thank you, Bonnie.
And then also in the bag is for your collection.
Nice.
For your collection. We got a duck, quack, quack. I'll put that here in the office. And then we've got, oh, look at this fancy peacock. And then we've got some Heinz tomato ketchup socks. And some chicken scratch pads. And, oh, a California raisin CD. Let's see if it's in there. It's in there. Thank you.
George.
What?
Michelle put us on another rescue mission this week, as if we haven't done enough with 4 people. Please keep safe from Lynette. Michelle, oh my goodness. All right. Well, this is just another rescue issue this week. Thank you, Ken. 4 people wasn't enough. It had to be 4 people and a monkey.
Perk might be one too. I mean, he could be scared, and that's why he hasn't fought to come out, because he's afraid of his life too, and that's just speculation.
That's true. All right, this is from Lynn in Tennessee, Lynn Shepperson. Lynn in Tennessee. Look, it's raining 20s. It's raining 20s. Hallelujah. Thank you so much, Lynn. It says, "Dear Jeremy and George, I'm a fan of What the Hales. I want to thank you for teaching me how to hold bad people accountable. My landlord is not good and tried to say I was late with rent. Thankfully, I'm a good landlord, and I have great tenants as well." And goes on to say, "I always have peace and laughter when watching What the Hales. I'm still watching all of the coin pushers. I also love watching your treasure hunting. I've enclosed a little something for your legal fees. My hope is to see you and George happy again." From Lynn. Thank you so much, Lynn. We appreciate you. And so does this little finger monkey.
Well, you should. Dawn suggests that you should wear that to the next town hall meeting if you decide to come.
Should I bring the monkey with me?
It could meet Carl's otter at the town hall meeting.
Did Carl have his otter on last time?
Yeah, it wasn't on his shoulder. It was on the table.
That's funny. No?
Do you have any more?
More monkeys?
No, more fan mail that you'd like to open.
That was all. The kids only went to the post office once.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's switch gears and go into the live bulk sale. If this is your first time tuning in to one of our lives and this is your first time seeing one of our live bulk sales, want to remind you, first things first, make sure you are in live chat and not top chat. This is super important. That way, Jeremy and I, along with our moderators and everyone else at home, can see the live chat happening in real time as close as possible. Our sales style is claim to fame, buy it now sales. Jeremy will provide a buy it now price on each bulk lot that I will be showing this evening. And then once our moderator Flipping Adventures types go in the live chat, the first person to claim the buy it now amount, to type that buy it now amount in the live chat, is the winner of that lot. So for example, let's say Jeremy says the next lot is $100. The first person, Flipping Adventures will type in go. I'll start showing an item or two, and then the first person to type in 100 in the live chat is the buyer. If your 100 does not go through, try putting a $sign or some other type of symbol in front of it, or try typing out the word 100. And then all buyers will have an option of either being surprised, or we can show you some of the items in the lot. How's that monkey liking the marshmallows? If you live within the US, free shipping is included in the buy it now price. And then if you live outside of the United States, you're more than welcome to claim a lot this evening. However, keep in mind that there will be additional shipping cost. Those shipping costs can vary anywhere between $50 and $200. It's all based on the weight and the dimensions and where you are located on the planet. Just know your country's custom laws and if there's any import fees. And then we ask all buyers to send us their contact information immediately to whatthehales@yahoo. We will display the email address on the screen once we go into the sale, and then Jeremy, along with our moderators, will remind you throughout the sale where to send it to and what to send. We want your YouTube profile name, your real name, your mailing address, the amount that you're paying for the lot, and the name of the lot. And then sometime tomorrow, I will send an invoice via PayPal. You don't have to have a PayPal account in order to pay the invoice. You'll have the option of using either your debit card, which is your bank card, your credit card, or your PayPal account. Keep in mind that everything is sold as is. There's no guarantees. There's no returns, because we sell these items to you as we find them in the abandoned storage units or wherever we source them from. At the end of the sale, you'll get a chance to win a free item. Tonight I'll have 3 lucky winners based on a trivia question that Jeremy will be asking. The trivia question typically comes from the least viewed video of the week. So that's a heads up, wink, wink. And then keep in mind that because there are lagging issues with YouTube and there are YouTube glitches, we recommend that you refresh in between every bulk lot, and then make sure you switch from top chat to live chat. This is super important. And then because we are at the mercy of these YouTube glitches, it could be frustrating. Sometimes we won't see your claim come through, but our moderators are the ones who help us verify who they see in the live chat claiming it. And then also, if you have no intentions of paying for the bulk lot this week, please do not claim anything. That will get you banned, and you won't be able to participate in any future live streams.
And that's not fun.
No, that's never fun. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the first lot. And then I remember to do the email ahead of time. And then you have the list of buy it now prices that come through.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, just a reminder here tonight, claim to fame. We're going to say a number after Flippin' Adventure says go, go, go. If you're the first one to type in that number in the live chat, you are the winner. So George will start the show after Flippin' Adventure says go, 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 or beforehand. First lot here tonight is $160. $160 is the first lot here tonight. And Flippin' Adventures is going to say go, 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 as she just did. George is going ahead to show. $160. Don Gibson is on it. Look at that. Don Gibson. Do you want to be surprised? Don typically wants to be surprised. And I'm guessing she'll probably say we're pretty quick here. Don is all over. Don, I think Don owns half of, thank you, Mary Poots. I think Don owns half of Michael's pin collection by now.
Yeah, I think so too.
I wouldn't doubt it.
She said, see them this time. All right, you'll get all of these. Oh, there's also Bambi in here. There's a little bit of Bambi.
Whew, look at that lot. So
But the
Pinocchio
rest of them are
lot.
Pinocchio.
All right, so Don, you're going to go ahead and email George at whatthehales@yahoo.com, and you're going to email her your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, claim to fame amount of 160. Let her know it's the Pinocchio Bambi Disney pin lot, which she probably put that because there's probably another pin lot, I think, because why not just say pin lot, Disney pins? Oh my goodness. 159 is the next lot here tonight. $159. Once Flippin' Adventure says go, go, go. George has already started to show. Claim to fame amount, 159. I'm pretty sure that looks like Nemo. I think I even read Nemo. Don Gibson in at 159. AK Chris Kirsten almost got it. It was Don Gibson, 159. Don, do you want to be surprised? Maybe Dawn's turning over a new leaf. Maybe she wants to just see the lots. Why don't
Dawn is so sweet. I haven't mentioned this to you, but Dawn is so sweet. She offered to send Michael's pins back to give back to him and donate it back.
Oh, wow.
And I told her, I said, that is so very kind of you, but they're downsizing because they moved from a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom, which is why he wanted to get rid of his fig pins. But that was a very, very kind gesture.
Why don't you show the camera real quick what Dawn just got in that lot for 159? And then Dawn, when you email, you're going to tell George it's the Disney Finding Nemo lot. Disney Finding Nemo lot. Oh my, this one's going to be a fun one too. All right. I'm just going to keep you on full screen. This next lot is $158. $158. And I see a Disney Kermit. Is that a Muppet? Flippin' Adventure said go, go, go. $158 is the claim to fame here tonight. Don Gibson in at 158. I swear she has the numbers prepped on her keyboard. Daryl Howell, thank you so much. Dawn got it again. You might as well just go ahead and show the whole flat here tonight like you were. Dawn, for this one, it's the Muppets and Pooh Disney pin lot.
There's Pooh.
Pumpkin Farm says, where do I send money via PayPal for What the Hales? We typically, well, it's What the Hales at
You
Yahoo.
can send it to, you can send it to this email.
All right, so that was the Muppets and Pooh Disney pin lot, or what you could just say, Dawn, is I won all 3 Disney pin lots. At least I think that's what it is. All right, George is getting the next lot here. Congratulations, Dawn. Wow, that was the trifecta right there. Some of those are really, really, really cool. Really cool. By the way, I do want to share as well that, I was sharing Thanksgiving for other individuals in Otter Creek who had helped, and Deanna has been crucial in that aspect as well as far as rescuing. And so I try, it may sound silly, I try and take I want to show appreciation for those individuals that help. And I often think of Deanna like, well, she's just part of the team. This is just what we do. And Deanna doesn't have to do those things. Deanna chooses to do those things because she actually cares about people and she cares about the town. And so I think it appropriate to share that as well, that Deanna is a crucial part in all of that, what's happened this week in Otter Creek, and frankly, everything.
That's one of Deanna's spiritual gifts is she loves to help people and she finds fulfillment in helping people. She even helped Travis erect the tree at Tubetown, baby.
Well, I lost the tree, but nope, they just went. All right, next lot here tonight. $134. $134. I'm seeing Star Wars from the get-go. I am seeing Star Wars from the get-go. $134. Flippin' Adventures just said go, go, go. George has already started the show. Clint Weaver got it and said, surprise me at 134. Clint Weaver was all over that Star Wars. Wow. Clint did not mess around. All right, Clint, here's what you're going to do. Clint wants to be surprised. You're going to send your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, your claim to fame amount of $134, and tell George it's the Star Wars lot. So right there, whatthehales@yahoo.com. Just a reminder, everybody who's emailing, everything has an auto response. You get frequently asked questions, auto response. Don't worry about that. George will, Clint just said, I'm back, baby. George will send you an invoice probably tomorrow morning if she doesn't tonight. I know a lot of people have been freaking out because they haven't been getting their invoices in the evening after the Sunday live, but George has just been going straight
tomorrow.
So she's going to send me invoices tomorrow morning. Okay, just heads up.
So Clint, all those Star Wars items, most of it is brand new. Came from the Nightmare Before Christmas unit.
Oh!
If you remember that unit.
By the way, the ladies have started to post some of that Nightmare Before Christmas stuff in the eBay store. And it's all that whole unit was amazing. That was an amazing toy collection. And then the 2 units that I got this past week with Christian and Patience, it's so good. It's so good. Did you guys know? Well, I'll ask George this, but I'm going to ask you all. Did you know how when I have to jack up the trucks and change a tire, I have a car jack. What happens when you have a car on a train? So the train car, how do you get that on and off the tracks? Did you know there's a jack for that?
Magic.
Do you know that we now own a jack for that?
For reals? We need it for Otis down here.
Might be a little overkill, train engine versus. All right, this next lot here tonight is $111. $111.
You'll get 4 flats, but the flats aren't included, just the items on it.
Once Flippin' Adventure says go, 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 which she already has, 111. Gigi Grandma Gale is in. Got it. Gigi Grandma Gale, you are the winner. Gigi Grandma Gale, you already know what to do, but I'm going to tell you anyway. You're going to send, oh, by the way, Gigi Grandma Gale, do you want to be surprised? I didn't stop and forgot to ask. She usually
does. Yeah. You'll get 4 flats.
She said surprise. Okay. And so you're going to email George, tell her it's the earring lot. Okay. And so your YouTube name, real name, shipping address, your claim to fame amount of $111, and tell George earring lot.
So Gail, I'm going to send you some broken jewelry pieces as well with this lot so that you can work on your Christmas project.
Okay. They got something going on that the rest of us don't know about, but it sounds awesome. Christmas already? Wow. All right, this next lot, $136. $136. Flippin' Adventures is going to say go, go, go. George
I'm
has
gonna
already.
need the full screen for this.
Flippin' Adventures just said go, go, go. And boom. I see Lee Low.
This is
Frankie
handcrafted.
Frankie H just got it. Frankie H is in at $136. I bet this is from the Nightmare Before Christmas unit too.
Yes, this is handcrafted.
Frankie H, you're the winner. Do you want to be surprised? Frankie H. Do you want to be surprised? I mean, yeah, that is Stitch. Crafty Jen's like, Jeremy, come on, man. And all right, he wants to see some.
Okay.
So Frankie H, just a reminder, you're going to send your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, your claim to fame amount of $136, and then tell George it is the assorted Disney items. She's calling this assorted Disney. So I've seen Stitch, I've seen Christmas Before, or Nightmare Before Christmas. Bob says, Jeremy, where can I get one of those head scratchers that you needed when you were on the phone? So one of our wonderful viewers actually sent it. This is all from that unit, right?
No, this is a mixture of units.
I just saw Disney ears. Stitch. Oh, yeah, 50th anniversary.
Here's some.
Oh, Blu-ray. Oh, Flippin' Adventure says there's those head scratchers at Five Below. George and I love those things.
Oh, the copper ones? Pepper loves it too. Did you know Pepper loves them?
Yeah.
So one of the discs is missing.
Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
And then you'll get everything else that's in here.
Looks like fun.
Yeah. It's
All right,
fun.
Frankie H. You know what to do, Frankie H. You're going to email whatthehales@yahoo.com. Just a reminder to everybody who emails at whatthehales@yahoo.com that you will get an auto response. Don't worry about that. George is going to send your invoices out in the morning. So she'll find your email specifically and send you your invoice, and you have a whole bunch of different ways to actually pay that. All right, next one here is $98. Keeping George up on the full screen. Excuse me. $98. Boop. And then boop. All right, $98.
This one is a heavy lot.
Flippin' Adventures just said go, go, go. George has already started to show. 90. Tom Shannon just claimed it. 98. Tom Shannon just got it. Tom Shannon, do you want to be surprised? Do you want to be surprised? There was a bunch of people jumping in on that, but Tom is the one that got it. Tom, we just need to know if you want to be surprised or not. Just a reminder, Tom, you're going to send your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, and your claim to fame amount of $98. And tell George it is the assorted journals and writing pads lot. And Tom said, yes, surprise. Yes, surprise. You want to just show like how big a tote is or something?
You'll get this whole tote. It's so heavy, but the tote's not included.
So everything that's in there, there's some nice stuff in there. Probably from some of those multimillionaire and banker units we found. All right, this next one coming up is going up for auction for the 16th, right? 16th time.
I don't let the chat tell us because I lost count. I can't count that high.
I thought last week was 15.
I don't remember.
I could have swore last week was 15 times.
Crafty Jen is saying 17.
They're all saying 17. They're all saying okay, 17. All right. New planet record, because we don't say world. Judge Thomas has changed our vocabulary in totality forever.
So let's, for those that are new to our bulk lives, this particular lot was paid for last week. The buyer said, just donate it back, put it back up for sale, which means it's going back up for sale for the 17th time. And it was donated back by Dana Phillips for the 4th or 5th time. Like, this is her 4th or 5th time out of the 17 times paying for it, donating it back, and putting it back up to see how long we can keep this going. And so the next lot is empty. The things that I'm going to show you is empty.
All right. That being said, with everything that's empty, what's Flippin' Adventure says, go, go, go.
Oh my gosh. Guess who it is again?
It's like she was ready.
It's Dana Phillips. Woo!
But hold a second. It's not.
It's
Because
not?
Flippin' Adventures didn't say go, go, go yet. It's actually Clint Weaver.
Clint.
Dana was first, but Flippin' Adventures didn't say go, go, go yet. So it's actually Clint Weaver.
Oh. I think
Wow.
Clint has bought this unit before too in the past.
17 times it has gone up for auction. This is a planet record. If there was an Olympics in selling this lot, you guys would all have gold medals. Okay. All right. All right, Clint, you know what to do. You're going to send all your information, and they're already saying, Clint said keep it. Clint said keep it. Clint, you still got to email George. Okay? Still got to email George. And I have a feeling it's going to be back next week for number 18.
Time.
Wow. All right. Now, normally George likes to, do these 2 ending lots, but she's changed it up this week because she ran out of DVDs, even though I have an entire she shed here filled with DVDs. So this lot tonight is not DVDs. It's a little bit different than that. $101. $101. And it's looking like, is that a dress?
It's a skirt.
$101. Flippin' Adventures.
skirt.
Go. And yeah, I can see it's a skirt now. Weaver just grabbed it for $101. Clint Weaver just snatched it up. I have a feeling this is all, am I guessing correct? Women's clothing?
Yep.
All right. So, Clint, do you want to be surprised?
So these haven't been laundered, but they smell clean.
They have not been laundered?
No, but they smell clean.
All right. So, Clint, you know what to do. Ed said, Clint, you're going to look really cute in that dress. I want pics. So you're going to receive that huge tote of clothing. Clothing sells really, really great online. You just don't ever see me get excited about it. And if you've ever seen my wardrobe, it rarely ever changes. So you know I'm not about clothing. I'm not about flash. I'm not about clothing. And I like toys. So
you get excited about jerseys.
I do like finding jerseys because I know, that's so collectible because we want to rally behind our teams and who we support. And you guys are the team. You're the What the Hale's team. So we want to rally and support you too. So clothing lot, Clint, you're going to email George. Let her know it is the clothing lot. You're going to send your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, your claim to fame amount of $101 and let George know it's the women's clothing lot. Or you can just say clothing lot because there's not a men's clothing lot. But this next one right here is $102. $102, and I'm already seeing super cool stuff that I love. Well, this looks fun. This looks really fun. $102 is the claim to fame amount here tonight. $102 claim to fame. And it's Frankie H. Frankie H is the winner. Frankie, do you want to be surprised? Do you want to? Jessica Kruger goes, that's my favorite lot. You know it. It's the keychain lot. Frankie H, do you want to be surprised? Just a reminder, Frankie, you're going to send your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, claim to fame. Frankie said surprise him. Your claim to fame amount of 102, and then let George know it's the assorted keychain lot. Keychains are really, really collectible. I have sold a lot of keychains that I found on eBay when I did when I started eBay. I was the one that was posting everything on eBay, and then I don't do that too much anymore, but I used to sell some really nice keychains on eBay for really nice prices. We're talking $100 a piece. So that was fun. That was fun stuff back then. Now these guys get to have all the fun posting on eBay. All right, let's see. I need to pick a question, huh?
Yeah, let me find it.
Ooh, I like that one. Number 3.
Hold on a sec. Please hold.
I've taught you this on our first hike together. Clint's $134 lot was the Disney lot.
134 was Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars. I'm sorry. I see Mark Feathers in the chat. Just said good night. Thanks, Mark.
Good night, Mark. Oh, where did my pen go? Hold on a second. I gotta find the pen. I don't know where my pen went, but which question are we going with?
The third one.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if I bought a better storage unit than what I bought this past week with Christian and Patience, and there's 2 of them, and nobody's even seen anything from the second one yet. And one of the things that I had fun in those units, because it took me back to my childhood growing up in a grocery store with a lot of the old bottles. And I shared with the viewers that there used to be a root that was the main ingredient of root beer back in the day. What tree root was that? What tree root was that? George, if you remember the first time we ever went hiking and I taught you this tree, how to identify it and how to snack on it and how to eat it.
You put it in your mouth. Oh, I didn't show. Keep your answers coming. I'm going to show you what the giveaways are. There are these cool enamel pins, 3 pieces. You can get the avocado, that's first choice, or you can get the, I think this is a maroon coffee and a journal. We donated, or we put up journals up tonight, and then burger, pizza, and hot dogs. Those are your choices. And I've got my first wiener so far. I gotta write it down before I lose it.
They stopped using this as a main ingredient once they found out this root was a natural carcinogen. You could get cancer. But they still have it in teas. And if you ever find yourself out in the woods on a hike, on a date with your significant other, you can impress them with your knowledge of wild fauna and flora and teach them how they can have a snack. Because that's what I did with George.
He had no shame just putting in his mouth, and we don't know where it's been or what animal has urinated on it. It just went right in his mouth.
Yeah, but
I-
were you impressed with my survival skills?
It was very interesting. He knows how to keep it interesting. So the first person to answer the trivia question correctly with the answer of sassafras, I see Gigi Grandma Gail. Let me know what your first choice is. First choice, avocado. Second choice, coffee. Third choice, hamburger pins. The third person or the second person to answer the trivia question correctly with sassafras is Kathleen Walker. And the third person to answer is Granny Sandy with sassafras. Congratulations, ladies. Make sure you email me at whatthehales@yahoo. Let me know that you were the winner of tonight's trivia question. And then let me know what your first, second, and third choices are.
Gigi
I gotta
Grandma,
write this down real quick. What's that?
Gigi Grandma Gail is on it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in from all over the planet. We hope you enjoyed our live stream, and we'll tune in again next Sunday. We try and release a pre-recorded video every day from Monday through Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then we go live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Take it away, Jeremy.
Well, I forget how it goes. Do you remember how it goes?
You can start off, you can end the live with a lullaby.
We moved into a town with no one around, all to get away from the snow. Put in a 2-inch line, everything was fine, till they tried to steal all my dough. Mary was in Clinton Hall, didn't know math at all, just kept calling the law. Sending emails to Worm, hoping he'd confirm no one would know all her flaws.
We want to thank all of our moderators for helping us out in the live chat this evening, for dropping links and answering any frequently asked questions for us. We appreciate you guys.
Now Lynette and John running their con, trying to get any money they can. Everything around them dies, then she fake cries. They'll end up by a river. I was gonna say prison, but they'll end up by a river in a van.
Thank you to everyone that sent a super chat and a super sticker donation this evening. We truly appreciate your support.
There were signs all over town. Now they're taken down. Everybody knows who done it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. They're living in a shed with no permit.
Want to thank all of our current channel members, especially those that have been a member for 22 plus months. Anyone that became a What the Hales member this evening, anyone that upgraded their memberships this evening, and anyone that gifted memberships, it means so much to us. If you were gifted a membership, make sure you thank the person that gifted it to you.
Now Russ is texting down, telling him it's on. Let's give the world a show. We always wanted fame, and now they know our names. In the meetings, always vote no.
Thank you to everyone that sent fan mail, whether here it's in Otter Creek or up north at Hale's headquarters. We love opening up your gifts and reading your special notes.
Well, they're all making threats. Fans are taking bets. Who's going to be the second in jail? Will be Mary, Russ, or Don? Lynette or Landon? I guess it can't be Landon because he was already in jail before he came down. Well, we just know it won't be What the Hales.
Oh no. Say goodnight, Jeremy.
Good night, Jeremy.
Stay safe, everyone. Stay blessed. We love you.